Hello there. Good afternoon. A happy Saturday to you. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here with a check of the forecast streaming on Atlanta News First Plus, and we're streaming on a few different platforms right now. In fact, several. Atlanta News First on YouTube is one place where we're streaming, and perhaps the best place where we can chat. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, if you need clarification on any stretch of this forecast, you can get that on YouTube. Also, you can text us 470-777-WANF. That is 9263. And if I do miss some of those questions coming in, I can always go back to the chat afterward and answer them, basically text you back in a sense. So going to slide right into the forecast again. We still have folks joining us, and we'll kind of start slow here. Not going to skip over any big details, but definitely it's really the 7-day, the end of the forecast that holds the most exciting weather, especially if you're craving that fall condition, those pumpkin spice lattes. Outside right now, lots of sunshine. It's nice. Connector backed up. It's a busy weekend here in Atlanta. We have the Pride Festival already underway. A Pride Parade is tomorrow. So many other things also going on. We have the Making Strides Breast Cancer Walk this morning with Tracy Hutchins and Rodney Harris. That was in Atlantic Station. So many outdoor events this weekend, and the weather is absolutely stunning for each and every one of them. Again, that camera is in Atlantic Station, looking back towards Midtown. There in the distance, full sunshine. It's a stunner of a day. Temperature-wise, not bad. Again, a little warmer than it was yesterday, and if you're in the sun, it's going to feel a little warm. But a nice day. 79 your current temperature at Hartsfield-Jackson at Atlanta International Airport. Same down 85 in LaGrange, right at 79. 80 in Rome. 82 our warm spot in 8 and 10. 80 in Athens, so warming trend is underway. Yesterday peaked in the mid-70s. Our high temperature was 76. Today, upper 70s to very close to 80 this afternoon, even in Atlanta. And tomorrow we're going to surpass 80. We will be in the low to mid-80s tomorrow afternoon. A jump up in our temperature, and I think you will notice, you will feel the warmth tomorrow. Certainly a little bit more noticeable, but still with lots of sunshine. And overall, some really nice weather. Again, yes, warmer than today, but not as warm as it has been, looking back over the past couple of weeks. And it's not going to last long. We're going to start to cool back Monday on into Tuesday. Again, if you're just now tuning in, notice a little jump up, a little spike in our viewership on YouTube. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here, streaming the First Alert forecast on this 4:30 edition of Atlanta News First Plus, here to talk weather. And if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, two places where you can ask those or get those questions addressed. You can do that on YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account that we are streaming on. Give us a like and a follow. And then as we also navigate over to an option to text us, all you have to do is shoot us your question, 470-777-9263. That is WANF. And, of course, we have a mild and dry Saturday afternoon underway. I think as we get into this evening, we're going to be cooling it off just a bit. You may still want that light jacket. If you had one yesterday evening, you probably will want one again this evening, as temperatures are following very similar trends today compared to 24 hours ago. Hour-by-hour forecast, notice, we're the warmest now, upper 70s to near 80, some in the lower 80s, south and east, and then Rome. Of Atlanta. 76 by 6 o'clock this evening. So now through 6, we still have that sun up. It's going to be a gradual cool down, just losing a couple of degrees through early evening. And then by mid-evening, it's going to start to cool at a quicker clip. And I think as we get into mid to late evening, it is certainly going to be a little bit chilly out there. You will want a light jacket. I was out yesterday evening after sunset, and it got cool quickly, especially outside of the perimeter. If you're inside I-285, a little warmer with all of that pavement kind of holding on to some of the afternoon warmth. But I think still good idea to have a long sleeve shirt, light jacket if you're sitting outside especially. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Sunday morning, of course, is a big one. We have the Pride Parade officially starting at noon. But a lot of the setup, the grabbing of the best seats, the best views, that will occur tomorrow morning. Going for a low temperature of 56 in Atlanta. A little bit of a jump up. We're in the lower 50s this morning. Thinking more mid-50s tomorrow morning. Though still technically a degree cooler. Not warm, but warmer, but cooler than average. And we've had such a warm streak these past few weeks. It's nice to get a couple days that are actually cooler than average across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. There's still a few spots in the upper 40s. Canton, Ellijay, LaGrange, 48, 49, kind of in that range or that window. Helen, 51. Maybe before you go to the parade tomorrow, a gorgeous Sunday to get a walk in on the Beltline, your neighborhood trail, wherever you want to go. A chilly start, 40s and 50s. But in general, 50s in the first alert forecast. It is going to be 40s really just reserved for areas outside of the immediate metro. So kind of a cool to chilly start depending on your standards. And a reminder that tomorrow is going to feature a lot of sunshine, and I know it doesn't feel all that warm, though I think, tomorrow afternoon it's going to feel a little warmer than today, but the problem the past couple days, it has felt so nice outside that people are forgetting the sunscreen and stuff like that. I noticed some folks getting the burn out at the Pride Festival at the Atlanta News First booth and Peachtree TV booth today in Piedmont Park, so make sure you're wearing the sunscreen, because it's going to be a warmer one tomorrow, yes. But that can still sneak up on you. Sun angle, this early in the fall is still high. It's easy to get a burn, especially this far south. 76 by noon. There's that warm up. 83 as we get into tomorrow afternoon. I would say warmest between 3 and 4 p.m. across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, and high temperatures in the mid 80s. So that's a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer than they should be for this time of year. So once again, back on the warmer end of the spectrum, other end of the spectrum, no longer dealing with cooler conditions. That's only going to last for about 24 hours, though. And again, if you are headed to the Pride Parade tomorrow in Midtown Atlanta, no weather concerns at all. It really is going to be a nice one out there. Not really concerned about the weather, whatsoever. It's going to be a stunner of a day across North Georgia, across Metro Atlanta. And we're going to keep the nice condition going. In fact, I do have that within my Rolodex of forecast graphics. Do have the Pride Parade forecast here. Just got to bear with me. There we go. We'll go and pop it up for you again. Parade, it starts at noon. We will be streaming this on Peachtree TV. You can also watch it at atlantanewsfirst.com and in our apps. Temperatures at the start, mid to upper 70s. Towards the tail end, as everyone's kind of navigating to 10th and Piedmont, and then heading into Piedmont Park, temperatures in the 80s. Pretty solidly, probably warmest in that 3 to 4:15, 4:30 time frame, and then by 6 p.m. dinner time, we are going to start to cool temperatures down. Mike Q is saying, is this global warming, these individual days of warmth and warmer pattern? I would just say, obviously history shows we have been warming, but this is just a warm pattern in general, and certainly averages are just an accumulation of extremes, so both ends of the spectrum, and this is not all that anomalously warm. It's certainly something that happens, especially this time of year. October tends to be a pretty sunny, pretty dry month for Atlanta, and we can have some pretty significant temperature swings. But of course, global warming, as maybe the point in that question, obviously things have trended warmer overall over the past many, many, many years. First alert weather day, other end of the spectrum, though, back well below average, cooler, far cooler, I should say, than average as we get into Tuesday. Now, again, first alert weather day, don't need to cancel the plans. This is not going to be a big impact. This is a low impact first alert weather day, but just want to give you that extra first alert, the heads up that there's going to be a pretty big temperature swing, and we're going to go from 80s and maybe upper 70s, short sleeves, to a condition where you'll want the jacket, a condition where you want to send your students in the morning, even as early as Tuesday morning, waiting at the bus stop, upper 40s, 50s with a breeze. So they will want the jackets, and they may want it all day long, with temperatures staying in the 60s Tuesday, even into Wednesday, temperatures staying in the low to mid 60s with sunshine, mind you. And the setup is there for a pretty chilly start on Thursday, gardeners. I think lower 40s inside the perimeter, I-285. But if you live outside of the perimeter, if you live in the far north metro, if you live up in the mountains of far north Georgia, upper 30s, maybe mid 30s, some frost. And mountain peaks in some of our communities at the highest of elevations up in the north and northeast Georgia mountains could get close to freezing. Would not be surprised to see some of our far northern and northeastern counties get their first frost or freeze kind of alert from the National Weather Service as the growing season kind of faces its first threat at ending, as it typically, eventually it always does, getting into November and such. But yeah, it's going to be a nice day tomorrow, nice this evening, still a little cool after sunset, warming up starting tomorrow. And then as we get into Tuesday, that's the next big change. First alert weather day, temperature drops, and we remain cool through the rest of the work week. And even in the next weekend, we start to warm back up, but nothing crazy, right around average, or maybe still cooler than average, cool mornings, mild afternoons, sunshine, as well in the first alert forecast. Speaking of sunshine, taking you outside again, Atlantic Station, looking back towards Midtown Atlanta. Loads of sun, gorgeous day, nice evening, so many activities. Get outside if at all possible. And I know APS going into fall break next week, so all the more reason to just get outside, get it started on a great note. Want to remind you, we will be streaming again tonight, Atlanta News First Plus, full check of the forecast, latest news headlines at 8 p.m. And then we are on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate, starting at 10 p.m. with Sean Gables tonight, and then back on WANF Atlanta News First at 11 for your latest First Alert forecast and news headlines. Have yourself a wonderful Saturday evening.